This is Jean again, and you often hear about Imade Maduarta, i.e. Pung, and I thought, better show who Pung is. And many of you from long ago, when we were in the 90s doing groups, of course remember Pung, and probably one of the most wonderful things about Pung, I always said, if you want to go and learn about Bali, go for a walk with Pung in the rice field. And he'll tell you every animal, every plant that you might want to think about using for medicine or for food. And when I met Pung, when was that? In 19...
No, it's the first time it was met around 1986. I don't know.
86?
Yeah, 86. The first time I met Jane in a small junior restaurant with MM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ubud didn't have restaurants. That was called a warung.
Yeah, it's called a warung, and there's not so many restaurants in that time.
Yeah.
Only a few warung on Sweta Street on that time.
Yeah.
And very little tourists also. It's not so many people also in Ubud.
Listening to cicadas in the background, and they've just stopped. But I'll never forget, Pung was helping me learn Indonesian. And I was trying to think about what the fireflies were called.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Pung, what are those lights that go off and on? Little small lights. And you said, oh, that's a lampu disco. But since that time, Pung has, of course, been with us at the very beginning of Threads of Life and through everything, and now through this new interesting challenge. And I wanted to show you, I wanted you to just show people this amazing textile that is from Sulawesi, which you came home with last October or November?
December, yeah.
So Pung has been with the Sulawesi community now for what, 15 years?
Yeah, 15, 16 years. Yeah.
And they're like family, yeah?
Yeah, it's Sulawesi actually like you can say like my second home. Yeah, because when we're traveling to Sulawesi, it's even in a remote area, when we get there into the village, they're so welcome with us, and then, discuss like family, etc. It's so interesting when we're going to the village, and feel we have no distance with them, and then we can discuss whatever we want to discuss.
Yeah,
it's very very good in Sulawesi.
Are you, because we're not going to the field right now with the virus, so are you in touch with them?
Yeah, we always in touch with them by text message or telephone, or sometimes we saw on the Facebook, or so we send a message to them what's going on in the village, and then we have told them what happened in Bali or in Dead of Life also. Yeah.
Well, this piece is utterly, absolutely amazing, and there's no way that we'll just sort of keep going. We're holding it in half.
Yeah.
And this is called
This is called pori londong. It's the longest textile from the village. It's from the Sulawesi, from Karaton ethnic.
And what it's like, got every motif that you can possibly.
So usually
major motif.
This textile is representative of all the motif from the Sekomandi textile. You see it on here. Whatever's on the Sekomandi textile will be representative on this textile. At least usually like more than 9 till 10 motif on the Farilonong textile actually. Yeah,
it's really beautiful. So if anybody has a 10-meter table, you might consider this as an incredible tablecloth. And so this is what you call...
this is what they call it, the motif tobo alang, which is the rice barn actually. It's more like a what we call it, like a food bank. Or in Bali we call it lumbung. That's what actually they keeping the food and everything. The seed on here on the building.
So in a way, you could say it represents abundance.
Yeah. Exactly.
The harvest.
The harvest and everything.
Yeah. And a great motif to end this, to just hoping that what we all experience after this is over is a new sense of abundance, an abundance of wonderful family and friends, and the beauty of where we live and the nature that we're in. So thank you for listening.